Hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition of the Purveyors of Health. Today we have special guest, Shari Hess. Thank you so much for coming and speaking with us. She is a licensed esthetician, beauty and wellness educator, and a group cleanse facilitator. I had the honor of speaking with her the other day about what it is that she does and how she purveys health in her own way, and it was quite beautiful. So Shari, if you'd like to continue that, we'd love to hear from you.
Okay, thank you for having me. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, good. Well, hello everybody. This is a special honor that you're all having me here. And somebody's got an alarm.
It's on off.
Is that good?
We got everybody muted. Thanks, Shari. Sorry about that.
Oh, no worries, no worries. So I'm a licensed esthetician, and I've been in the beauty industry for about 20 years. And I started out a makeup artist and realized I was just camouflaging women's skin imperfections. So I dove a little deeper and I became a licensed esthetician to fix their skin. And in doing that, I realized that all of women's skin imperfections were really nutritional deficiencies. And they just didn't have skin issues. They had a lot of health problems. So it was no longer fulfilling for me to camouflage their skin imperfections anymore. I wanted to get to the root of their problems. And my mother passed away when I was 3 from cancer, skin cancer, actually. So that's one of the reasons I kind of got into skin. But, you know, of course, all of us are on our own health journey. And along the way, you find out that, you know, it all comes down to what you're putting in your mouth. So the more I dove into health, even though I'm still in the beauty industry, what we offer women became less and less appealing to me, because these women are vulnerable and they're willing to drop any amount of money for a cream, the latest, greatest potion. And really, it's a marketing facade, no different than what the food industry is doing to us, no different than what the pharmaceutical companies are doing to us. And we're basically lying to women and, you know, promising them they're going to look like Christy Brinkley if they buy our creams. And 90% of what's in the creams are toxic, because the FDA has not changed anything in skincare since 1933. You could basically put battery acid in something and get it approved and peddle it, as long as you just put, you know, a great marketing spiel on it. So those are the things that kind of irritate me about my industry. And I felt like I was doing my clients a disservice not to start asking about their health. I just turned 50 this year, and many of my clients are like 10 to 15 years older than me. And, you know, there reaches a point in time you can't camouflage what's going inside your body with makeup. So I just get real with them and I let them know, you know, I believe in true beauty from the inside out. I believe in healing the gut, because most of us have gut issues. And from there, every skin ailment I've ever treated, it clears up. You could always go back to the gut, you know, the center immune system of our body. And, you know, you realize that any type of inflammation that's appearing on the skin is usually inflammation in the gut. So Purium actually came into my life at a skincare convention. I was doing the circuit for many, many years, working the national skin conventions. And I had seen my upline, my upline, that they had a booth at these spa shows for about 2 years before I tried my first green drink. And I was kind of forced to, because at one of our shows here in Fort Lauderdale, the Purium booth was right across from our booth. So I could no longer ignore the green drinks. And, I was all for green drinks at that time, but I thought I was superior because I juiced everything. I was going for those live enzymes. So no one was going to sell me a powdered drink and convince me that it was any better than juicing stuff live and raw. So my boss actually said, Shari, you know a lot about health. Why don't you go across to this Purium booth and find out what these products are about? Because he said, I'm not feeling too good these days and maybe I need to do that. So you go vet it out for me. So I, go across the way. I said, I'd like to try one of those green drinks. And really at the first taste, I was totally blown away that it tasted alive. It didn't taste like any flat, dead, devitalized green drink, I've tried in the past, which is one of the reasons I didn't drink powdered drinks or, protein shakes or anything like that, because they taste horrible and dead. So I'm like, how in the world does this taste so fresh? What's in this? What is this about? So in about 10 minutes or less, I was sold on the products just by the first taste. And I knew at that time I needed to do a cleanse. I was a little overweight at the time. Well, not a little, a lot. I had had a back surgery the year prior when I was 46. And about a year after that surgery, my gut needed repair. I had been on a lot of heavy painkillers and medications prior to my back surgery. I didn't take any meds after I got operated on. I made that decision to stay away from those drugs, but my gut was totally destroyed. I was on heavy narcotics for a while and a lot of, I had to go under anesthesia for 5.5 hours. So my body was just a mess at that point. So that's what caused me to invest in a cleanse. And at the time, they didn't have, the 30-day packages that we have now. They just had hardcore 10-day cleanses. So I'm like, I think I want to do that. And they tried to discourage me at first. They go, maybe you need to do the core 4. 10-day cleanses are kind of hard. But I did have, experience in juicing. And I said, trust me, when I set my mind to something, I can do it. And I have to say, like my first 10-day cleanse, I immediately lost 11 pounds, 1.5 inches off my waist. And my energy came back for really the first time since I had my back surgery. And immediately I noticed a lot less inflammation and I thought it was easy. I mean, before we started this call, I was making myself a drink and I said, this is the way I like to cook because it's easy. And, your body's satisfied, no dishes, shake it in 5 minutes. And so anyway, I had such positive results. I said, can I do a cleanse every single month till I get this excess weight off? And they're like, yeah. So I did a cleanse every single month for 4 months and I took off 45 pounds. So I wasn't just a bit overweight. I was chunky. I was my fullest I had been probably in my whole life. And I felt great. And that was back in 2017, 2018. I've pretty much maintained my weight because these products are a lifestyle. And once they changed my life and it was visible, you couldn't deny I was doing something new. All my clients said, what in the world are you doing? And, I said, listen, this is the fastest road back to recovering your health. Not only that, your skin will look radiant. So it was a very easy sell. The products sell themselves. And, I love the Biomedic product because I myself, that product healed my gut. So my digestion became better, and the protein amino acids not only help with collagen in the skin, they helped maintain, my muscle density so that my body could drop the fat. So I started kind of putting protocols together for my skincare clients. And, you know, after I would give them a treatment, they'd say, okay, what do I need for my skin? And they expected me to give them a lotion and a potion. But instead I said, you need the greens, the amino acids, and Biomedic. And they're like, oh, okay. They knew I was always into health, and they have a pretty open mind. Thank goodness they trust me. So it was really easy to start impacting their lives on a different level. In the past, prior to Purium, I would send them to health food stores. I would send them to online to shop. And a lot of my time that I invested looking into health, I wasn't making any money off it. You know, I was making other people money. I wasn't even getting like referral fees or anything. So it was nice to be able to carry the products and finally make another stream of income in addition to what I do. Really, you know, works nicely with what I do. So that's kind of my journey with Purium. I recently had the honor of speaking to Seminole County Public Schools, a big school district in my area. Spoke to about 18 women, and I did a presentation kind of suggesting and promoting a plant-based diet, and had a lot of plant-based medical doctors that have great books out there. John McDougall, Dr. Esselstyn, Dr. Dean Ornish. A lot of these doctors were in that documentary called Game Changers. And I got a lot of my good information out of that documentary, actually, where, you know, they take the blood samples of 3 football players after they meet, and then they showed them how much fat and cholesterol was in the blood. And then they took another sample after eating a vegan meal like the next day. So that was an eye-opener / game changer for everybody watching. So at the end of my presentation, you know, I just said, you know, what would your call to action be? What would be your next step? So it was a very easy segue into, you know, considering doing a 30-day group cleanse. So I love the 30-day group package that we have now, because it's a system. And you know, it's not what I had when I started. It was kind of like you just had to do the hardcore 10-day cleanse. So this way they can ease into the 10-day with the core 4, or, you know, 10 to 15 days before they take on that 10-day challenge. So right now, these group of women and I are embarking on that. We're starting this group cleanse June 14th. And, you know, I was straightforward with them. I said that this is actually more rewarding, that I can impact their health. And it's like a twofold. You cleanse your body, you feed your body this nutrient dense superfoods, and you get your energy back, you sleep better, your skin automatically heals up, which means, you know, you're putting less of the toxic substances on, because truly these greens feed your cells. The apothecary, so rich in antioxidants, best thing in the world for the skin. It's got an ORAC value of 7,000 plus. I mean, they couldn't eat enough fruit to get the antioxidant value like from apothecary. So we begin this group cleanse with this community of women June 14th, and I'm going to meet with them every week for the next 5 weeks thereafter. And hopefully I'll have some awesome transformations. But I was straightforward with them and telling them, you know, you're going to naturally look younger when you cleanse. Weight loss is just going to be like a byproduct of cleansing. And, you know, there's a lot of pretty amazing statistics that diabetes can be reversed by 90% by changing your diet, changing your lifestyle, possibly adopting a plant-based diet. I believe cancer is reversible by 60%. And this is from the American Cancer Society. They're posting these statistics. And the American Heart Association says that heart disease is reversible by 80%. So, you know, I was quite frank with these women. I said, your doctors are not going to be telling you this because, you know, their education in nutrition is less than 19 hours, their entire medical school career. So I recently took a nutritional course just for fun. It was through the Food Revolution Network, and it was 27 hours of education from these doctors that promote a plant-based lifestyle. So I said, how crazy is it that I'm not a physician, I'm not a doctor, I just do skincare for a living, and I have more training in nutrition, and many of you probably do too, than your local physician. So, you know, they're not going to tell you that you can take back control of your health. And I think now more than ever, if people have not waken up to the fact that they've got to build their immune system, something's wrong. I mean, if the masks don't scare you, the social distancing, the hand sanitizers, which are filled with chemicals, carcinogens, etc. If having to get a vaccine doesn't scare the bejeebies out of you, you know, my call to wake people up is take responsibility for your health now. Because in the times we're living in, if this doesn't propel you to do something different long term for your life, something's off. You're just, you know, you're not awake. So some women like my message, some women don't. And you're going to come across those people that are not ready to change, and that's okay. You just walk on and you say, come find me when you're ready. So, you know, even in this pandemic, I'm shocked at the resistance that you can come up with at times of people not willing. I even said, can you do one meatless Monday a week? You know, can you go plant-based one day a week? Because don't minimize small change. You know, it's like consistency, one decision at a time is what gets you over the hump. So if you're not ready for something like this, maybe just get them on the core 4. Maybe just suggest they do all plants, you know, one day a week. Kind of meet them where they're at, but I always put the responsibility on them. I said, you know, you can buy a house and a car, and there's things you have to do to maintain these essentials. We need shelter, we need transportation. But these things you can buy and sell in life. You can get rid of them. They're replaceable. Your bodies are not. And why are we always last on the list? You know, why do we not do anything to maintain these fabulous bodies that God created? You know, we have one body to last us a lifetime. So I go hardcore with them. You know, if you're not, I heard Bo say this one time in one of Michael and Lucy's calls, and Mallory said it the other day when we talked, you know, are you loving yourself enough to put whole foods and superfoods, this amazing nutrition that Purium offers, pesticide and chemical free, no binders or fillers? Do you love yourself enough to do that? Maybe you don't yet. Do you love your kids enough to do that? You know, I wish my mother had superfoods when I was 3 years old, because that's when she died. And nobody back in 1973 were connecting the dots that nutrition, you know, you are what you eat. All of us have got cancer cells. All of us are going to feed them, or we're going to lower them by our own food choices. So sometimes you just have to get totally real with people. Yes, stay in love, invite them to do a cleanse, you know, educate them about Purium, but you have to be straightforward with them that, you know, they don't have to live in fear. Actually, the most control you can ever take back in your life is your own. And when you give them these statistics that all these major chronic illnesses are reversible, and you've got the solution, which is Purium, you're going to empower them. Man, there's so many people you can help. There's so many people you can help. And I don't think anything is more rewarding than somebody saying they can sleep better at night. They have more energy. They have more mental clarity, you know, and a lot of times, you know, all those meds that people are taking for depression, there were some studies done about plant-based lifestyle. it can literally take somebody out of depression by 55%. So these greens are like antidepressants. So, that might be a new way you're going to approach somebody. Are you feeling depressed? Do you feel lonely during this pandemic? Would you like a 2-for-1? These greens not only provide good nutrition, they're antidepressants. I mean, I know we can't make any claims like that, but, sometimes just to reach somebody, segue and say, it's actually scientifically proven you will feel better in your emotions by 55% by consuming greens. So that's pretty incredible. And I didn't realize this before I put all this information together on this presentation I gave 2 weeks ago, but 70% of Americans right now are overweight. That's a lot. 40% of Americans are obese. And what does obesity or overweight, if you have an extra 20 to 30 pounds, what is that doing to the body? It inflames the tissues. You might as well just, call yourself hot, and not because you're looking good, but your tissues are on fire. So that sets everything off in your body and your immune system to kind of like bring everything back to normal. So you're really taxing your body even by just having an extra 10 or 20 pounds on. And if you look at most Americans today, all of us are carrying, a little extra junk in our trunk. But what it's doing to our tissues and our immune system is like really overtaxing it 24/7. There's one more thing I was thinking of I wanted to say. It was something interesting about that I said in the presentation. I think I need some revive it all right now. I can't think of it, but it'll come back to me. But anyway, you guys are a part of something amazing. And, I've had to reevaluate my mission several times since I've been involved in this company. I'm still in the beauty industry, but my passion is Purium. So one day I will segue out of the beauty industry and maybe I'll just be all Purium. But it really is an honor that you have a tool that can change so many lives. And who doesn't need better health? I mean, I believe everybody breathing needs biomedic. I mean, we even put it in a pet formula. So, you've got solutions for people. And what's kind of fun about the $50 gift cards is like, it's Christmas every day of the year. I mean, who ever gives you $50 for anything just because? And you don't even have to know these people. So I had the opportunity, Ian Farrar lives actually in the town that I'm in right now. He's, a big guy in the company. And he met with me locally one time here in Orlando. And we met at Whole Foods actually, because someone I brought into the business wanted to meet him. And he grilled me. He's like, where's your $50 gift card? I'm like, I think it's in the car. And he's like, what? He's like, don't ever leave home without your gift cards. So, he slammed me that day. And it was interesting. We were talking about the company, Whole Foods, this and that. And a woman next to us, she's eating her little beans and cornbread. She goes, can I have one of those $50 gift cards? And then he's like, see, do you see you need to have them on you all the time? So you see this little pocket I have here, the secret pocket. When I'm at work and I'm not supposed to be talking about anything but our wonderful beauty products, I have secretly my gift cards right in here. And then I always kind of hand it off the side because literally they need these greens more than they need these lotions and potions, just to be honest. So I don't know. Does anybody have any questions? I'm sorry I rambled so fast. I hope this made sense, but feel free to ask me some questions or make some comments.
I've got a comment. Thanks, Shari. I really appreciate you being here and sharing. And most of us, it seems like today, are already involved with Purium, but I really love that idea, and I embrace it myself. That carry those $50 gift cards with you everywhere you go, man. Because people just think, I don't know, forget it. They've come in handy so many times for me. I usually keep at least 5 or 10 of them on my wallet all the time. Make sure they're
Yes.
always stacked up when I leave the house, because I've sold so much Purium to people. And even if they just buy one thing and they only, like, it's a $75 item and they get their $50 off and it's 25 bucks, that person's going to feel the results of those products and they're going to come back again if they're like 99% of the people in the world who respond well to organic superfoods. So I appreciate you saying
Absolutely.
that.
You got it. And you know, if things are happening organically like they should, like, you know, you're not going up and harassing people and, you know, beating them over the head with a $50 gift card. Those conversations should take place naturally, which is why you got to be prepared, you know. And if you are prepared, the right people will come your way, the conversations will strike up, and then you go, voila, here's my $50 gift card, you know. Because if you stay in the flow and you let things evolve organically, then you're going to come across, you know, the people that need it. And you might just even put it out there that, like, I'm going to meet 5 people today that need what I have. I mean, set your intention before you leave the door, put your $50 gift cards in your pocket, and you're prepared when they come your way. But you don't have to necessarily chase anybody down, because that's a little unnatural and creepy. But just, you know, doing life, being yourself. Michael Mazes, like, always says, God, for the love of God, just be yourself. Be yourself, and you'll attract the right people that can maybe only receive from you. So I agree about those $50 gift cards.
Yeah, the gift cards are great. I carry mine with me as well. It's also good for people who maybe are a little more timid about asking for someone's information. You can just say, here, I have this gift card. Here's my information. Instead of, because I've done both, where I'm like, what's your information? I'm trying to type it in my phone, you know. Some people
Right.
are comfortable with that. So it's been really nice. Something I wanted to mention that we spoke about is, you know, skin was a huge thing for me. I dealt with eczema most of my life. And when I started healing my gut, I noticed, you know, first you do kind of have the breakout, and then it's like, I have not had more clarity in my skin than
Yes.
ever before. And I'm very blessed to not have a lot of scarring or anything, but I've had it bad. And I know now that it had to do with my gut. And I've tried everything from topicals to pills to every single thing to eliminations. And this has really catapulted my healing. And I know there's still a lot to go. And we also spoke about antibiotics being in the system for up to a year.
Yes.
Yeah, that was very interesting, because I was thinking about just even the antibiotics that are in food that people are eating, you know.
Yes.
Yeah,
You're getting and that's one thing that was in the presentation I put together. They said that 40% of the antibiotics in our bodies actually come from animals, because the animals are, like, totally shot up from the time well, prior to being slaughtered, after they're slaughtered. I mean, their tissues are filled with antibiotics. So they say 40%, even if you're not taking an antibiotic, if you eat meat, you got antibiotics in your system. So Mallory and I were talking about a great book. It's called the Microbiome Solution. I actually studied that book. I did another presentation on the gut. I got all my information from that book. But yes, like Mallory said, one round of antibiotics, like, I don't know, if you had to get an antibiotic for some reason from your doctor, it takes 1.5 years to repopulate the gut the right way. You know, till all the flora, the good to bad bacteria ratio normalizes to where your immune system actually has a fighting chance. So let's think about that for a moment. You know, you might say to somebody, hey, do you have any health challenges? No, I'm fine. Okay, have you been on any antibiotics over the past year? Oh yeah, I've been on 2. Okay, did you know? And you know, Purium has the solution. I mean, it's got biomedic. Not only does it get rid of the glyphosate and the herbicides and pesticides, it has a lactobacillus spore that really populates the gut really quick, like popcorn. I heard David Sandoval say that the spore just starts popping like, you know, as if you're watching popcorn pop. So it's a faster way to repair the gut. Aloe Digest. I heard another doctor on a podcast say that, you know, we've got Aloe Digest that you can drink, and we also have aloe concentrate, which you can add into your drinks. Aloe repairs the lining of the gut. So if you got any form of leaky gut, aloe will soothe the endothelium, which is, you know, the very thin tissue that is basically like the casing in your intestines. And it's very, very thin. But over time, aloe will help remesh that. So anybody with gut issues, Biomedic, the greens also lower inflammation, and Aloe Digest and aloe concentrate. But these are all, you know, conversation openers that you can have. You know, someone might think they're in perfect health and it's no big deal they had an antibiotic. And you just might want to mention it takes 1.5 years to actually get your immune system back up to par. So, you know, my God, you know, imagine some people, they're on like, you know, 4 antibiotics a year, and it just never stops. And then it's this cascade of other health issues that stem from them. You know, I think I'm not sure if I'm going to say this right, but H. pylori, that's a very common bacteria. Somebody interject if I said that wrong, but that is super common in people. And that's when the bad bacteria starts to trump the good bacteria, and you have no good bacteria left. And then you can get I think it's dysbiosis of the intestines, where it's IBS. You now have irritable bowel syndrome, all your digestion's off. And we just have to remember how important the gut is, because it is your immune system, 70% right there in your belly. So we can't ignore that.
Yeah, it's interesting you brought that up, because I've got a buddy that's suffering with that right now, and just made me realize I need to reach out to him, because he's had this problem for years, and I know he takes a lot of painkillers and stuff like that, and he's on the some kind of diet. I forget, it's kind of like an elimination diet or whatever. Like he's been going to the doctor, and they've just been giving him antibiotics and other stuff, but he's not done really any of the legwork to repair the biome. So, you know, I've talked to him about it, and he was just like, you know, he was still kind of hesitant. So I'm just like, all right, cool. Now I think that was speaking to me to reach back out to him and see how he's doing, because it's been a few weeks since I talked to him last. So
yeah, and you know, in a situation like that too, you can always ask him if he'd be open-minded to do a 3-way call, and just say, you know, hey, I've got another wellness team member, and, you know, are you open to hearing a little bit more about the gut? And then, you know, he trusts you, but I found that the people closest to me never listen. My kids don't listen. My closest friends for years don't listen. I don't know what the deal is about that, but they would almost hear it from an absolute stranger before they take your word at Bateman. And I just don't get it, but that's just the way it works. You know, so in that case, I would, you know, maybe suggest, and I always like to use the phrase, are you open-minded to hearing more about this? Because you're asking for their permission, and nobody wants to think that they're closed-minded. There's actually a book out there called The Right Thing to Say. And it's this British amazing sales guy that put all these phrases down that open up the neurological pathways of the brain, so people aren't resistant to your message. So are you open-minded is one of, I think they give you 20 phrases to use. And I actually use them on the sales floor, you know, because I work for another company. I'm about to go to the Dallas Skin Show. I leave on Saturday. And I don't know, it's like you're asking for their permission to continue on, and it opens up their brain to be open to your message. So that's a great book. I think it's called Oh no, it's called What to Say. What to Say. If anybody can look that up, it is fabulous book. Fabulous.
That's sort of similar to Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People. You start with just asking questions. People want to know
Yes.
that their opinion matters. When you're telling them your opinion, they're put on their heels and they don't feel like their opinion is valued as much. So
Correct.
asking lots of questions is the best way to get answers.
Well, exactly. And, at my job, they asked me, how in the world are you able, they called it building a basket. How in the world are you able to sell all these items to women? They walk out with like a bag of things. And just like what you said, Angelo, I'm not beating them over the head. I'm asking questions. And the more questions you ask, the more you'll find out what's going on with them. So, I would feel really icky if I just was throwing products at women. And so that's key, like what Angelo said, ask questions, because then you'll have more solutions, and anytime I'm asked, how did you do this? How did you reach those numbers? I've asked questions. You listen to the prospect, and they really don't care what you know until they know you care, like what you said. That is the absolute truth.
And also, Shari, one thing that I found too is like, let your social media edify what you're saying. You don't need to say it. You just need to offer it, and then they can check you out. Here's my Instagram. Then they go look at your Instagram. If they like what you got to say over there, that way Instagram's just shouting out to the universe. It's no one specific. It's just out there. And you can say all that stuff that you want to say to a person, but you can't because it might make them feel defensive. Just say it to them. And if they're offended by that, well, they don't have to follow you on social media. They can tune out of that. But if you're saying it in their face, that's kind of rude, maybe to them.
Right. You got it. And somebody just said that the book I was referring to is called Exactly What to Say. So I just saw it go up into the chat. So it's in there. Thank you, whoever did that.
First one that they're not too sure if that's actually the one you were talking about there.
No, it is.
Okay,
It was something just like that. Yes. Thank you for that.
Yeah, no problem.
So how long has your group been meeting? Like, how long are you guys doing these these Zooms?
I started about a year ago with, I don't know if you know Marcelo Pena.
Yes, I actually had the pleasure of interviewing him on one of Michael and Lucy's calls. He's a heck of a survivor.
So Marcelo and I decided to start this because we're both, we're all survivors, but we all had some, health issues, and me with my brain cancer and him with his kidney issue. So we started it just kind of spitballing, not really knowing what we're doing, just kind of a group of friends hanging out. And now we're really working to parlay it more into educating people and using it as a vehicle to get people plugged into this community of Purium, and to have anybody that wants to come on. And it doesn't have to just be about Purium. It can be, but it's obviously about optimizing health and the different pillars of health and empowering people. So, I think by providing service or value to a person, you're always going to get something in return when you're not expecting, and that's kind of what this group was founded on about a year ago. But now it's like, we're thinking about changing directions with it because there's so many damn Zoom calls all the time.
Right.
And it's like, we want to still provide that value, but we also want it to be for people that are really serious about their health, because there's always a lot of people out there. They're going to complain all day long about how they feel and what's wrong, but they're not going to make actionable steps to change. So we're looking for those people that are kind of on the cusp, on the precipice of making that change, and willing to step into a more abundant mindset, and to be like, okay, now I was given this gift or this tool. Now I'm going to run with it, and I'm going to empower myself so that I can empower other people. And right here, we don't want to just be an echo chamber here Purium people all day long. But if we get
Mhm.
one new person into the fold, like I know Heather's like going to check out some Purium now. So that's just to have one person in here that's new to this is worth it, you know?
Absolutely, absolutely. And everybody's at a different place in their journey. I had some positive reaction to the presentation I did 2 weeks ago, and then I had a few women that were totally negative, and the way I chose to handle that was, ladies, this was simply an invitation. You came out, you attended it, you looked at, the program. If it's not for you, no problem. I'll probably be doing this years down the road. Just come find me when you're ready. I don't take it personal. They're just not ready, so yeah, it's, but I also told the women too, that if they're looking to make long lasting lifestyle changes, because I hate to say it's a diet, it's a weight loss program, it is really adapting a new mindset to change your lifestyle, not just what you're eating, how you're thinking, what you're speaking, who you're hanging around. Those are all pieces of the pie. But I said, you're going to need a community of people that are like-minded to help usher in your success. You're the one ultimately responsible, but that's what I was trying to create for them, was like, what happens to a woman if, she's got to cook every night for her husband and he insists on steak and potatoes, but she really wants to take control of her health. She's not really going to get the support at home. And it doesn't matter whether it's, male or female. It's just, that's why a community like what you guys are doing is really powerful, because you can help people stay on course in their journey. And then like you and Marcelo being cancer survivors, I mean, my God, if you're here today changing people's lives and, you guys overcame those hurdles, I mean, what a
I'm
great
also a
leader
cancer
to
survivor.
help show you the way.
I feel like being that way makes me kind of bulletproof to the naysayers, because even if it isn't for somebody, they take it and say they have an allergy to whatever, greens. Some people claim they have allergies to anything, right? Water, I don't know. But like, if that's the story, well, I know in my heart that it works for me, and that's all that matters to me. If it doesn't work for you, well, we got a 60-day guarantee, you get your money back and you're all set. So the integrity is a huge component of a company like Purium for me, is that we offer that guarantee on all of our products. It's one of our core 6 values is integrity. And to be honest with you too, on another point, like I didn't even know, Heather, I didn't even know you weren't in Purium. I thought you were. I was just thought like she's a good person to like associate with and bring in, because she's into health and wellness and I like her content. So when then she's like, I'm going to get a ULT. I'm like, you're not, in my mind, I'm like, you're not already on Purium? Well, that's cool. That's right on. So yeah, I never make any assumptions about people. I try not to. I mean, we all do, but I try not to make any assumptions like this person wouldn't be receptive to it either, because you never know. That one person that you don't reach out to could be the greatest opportunity that you miss.
Exactly. Yes.
So yes, thank you so much, Shari. I really appreciate all your sharing.
You're welcome. My pleasure. It's great to see all your faces and meet you. And Mallory and I had a great talk, 2 days ago. Probably talked her ear off. She was so gracious to me. But it's great to get to know you and just keep building your community. You guys are doing a great work.
Thank you so much, Shari. Yeah, it was a pleasure speaking with you on that call and hearing you speak now. I'll definitely be reaching out for some questions and some information from you, because there's a way to go about sharing information that I know can help certain people. And I definitely value the way that you carry out a message. You have the skin thing. I worked in the beauty industry for many years, and I've worked with estheticians and hairstylists. And so I think that's actually a really great area to kind of start delving into. I already have one of my hairstylist friends who's a believer, and she's been sharing it with her clients. And you know, it's changed her life so much. It's
Mhm.
something, yeah, it's something that I realized too, just from what I had spoken on previously, how, you know, healing your skin from the inside out, you know, it's
Yeah.
not, yeah. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Anytime.
Does anyone have
Also really-
have any other questions or comments?
Yeah,
Oh, go ahead.
go for it, Angelo. Go.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I've been taking that BioRegens, the Beauty Inside Out from Purium too, every morning. It's got like the aloe vera, like you mentioned. Aloe vera is great for everything. Hippocrates was a huge purveyor of aloe vera, so he's kind of the one that popularized it in the West. And I really love the fact that it has like the superoxide dismutase, which is the glycidin in it. And so I'm a big believer in that beauty care is all about what you put in your mouth and down your throat, nothing to do with what you put on your skin, hardly.
Absolutely.
I use like maybe a little argan oil if I have dry skin, or if I've been at chemical exposure, or maybe a little coconut oil, or jojoba oil. But other than that, it's a big it's a big racket. I think it's a $60 billion a year industry, the beauty care industry. And it's got, like you said, Shari, women especially really hooked on this ideology that they need to put things on their body to look good and to be healthy and beautiful. And it's been socially conditioned as well to a certain point, but easy for me to say as a male who obviously never cuts his hair and looks like he just rolled out of bed every 5 seconds. But like, but for real though, it's really like great that you, as somebody in that industry, recognizes that, you know, what you're doing with Purium or with organic foods is so imperative.
Yeah, I kind of feel deep in my heart it's superior to all that other stuff. And honestly, when I had the opportunity to speak to those women 2 weeks ago, I said, if I was in a financial crisis and I had to choose my green shake over my daily moisturizer, hands down, the green shake's going to win all the time. So, you know, it always kind of, like, even years ago, prior to Purium coming into my life, it always blew me away how much money women were willing to drop. And I thought, well, if you're willing to drop this much on all this foo-foo stuff, why wouldn't you just go do a health retreat for 2 weeks, go to the Hippocrates Institute in Florida or something, and have them serve you live juices every day, because you're going to look 80 times better from that than any cream, any acid that's on the market. I mean, you know, yeah, it's marketing at its finest. I'm telling off on my own industry, but it is marketing at its finest. And I did remember the last thing I wanted to say. This is kind of a startling statistic. Last year in 2020, $3.7 trillion was spent on our healthcare / sick care. And that equates, and by the way, 86% of those funds, 86% of the 3.7 trillion goes to people in critical care, such as heart disease, cancer, diabetes. And that money that's being spent equates to every man, woman, and child in our country having an average of 12 medication prescriptions each. So how sick is that? I mean, you know, that's how much money is going not to solve the cause, but to perpetuate the problem. So those are startling statistics I like to throw on people out now. I just kind of say, did you know? And just kind of those things that make you go, you know, but that's pretty sick that we spend so much on a system that's upside down. And what it equates to is every man, woman, and child carrying around 12 scripts of medicine that are going to cause another host of problems, and probably, you know, not agree well with each other at that. So anyway, that was the last thing I wanted to say. That's what I forgot 10 minutes ago that I tried to remember.
Thank you so much, Shari.
You got it.
Thank you, Shari. Ash, did you have something you wanted to share or ask?
No, yeah, I just want to say thank you for sharing. That was really powerful story for sure. And I definitely related to you when you were saying like how you're in that dilemma where you want to almost do Purium full time, but you're still with your company. Cause that's what I was doing. I was in the retail for 12 years. And then when I did Purium, I had this whole shift and awakening, and I was bringing my cards at work, and every customer that I wasn't sure about what they wanted for meat or seafood or chicken, I would lead them to organic chicken, organic grass-fed meat, and I would give them my gift card and talk to them. But I just I couldn't do it because it was like you said, you're still kind of hiding it, because you're still working for that corporation, and I just didn't feel right, and I ended up quitting after 12 years just because I was I can't fight this battle. My merchandiser, like the corporate, they understood why, but it's hard. And I definitely wanted to say I resonate with you, and it feels so good just letting that go and just pursuing 100% the health and waking people up and just sharing that awareness. So just wanted to say I resonated with you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And just know this, that there are people out there that only you will be able to reach. So you have a sphere of influence. You're going to meet people that would never give me the time of day, and vice versa. So you are so unique that you have a whole realm of people that need to hear from you. So leave with that tonight, that, there's only people that you are going to reach, nobody else. You're called to them and they're called to you. So that's key to keep in the back of our minds. That kind of helps us to keep going a little bit.
Thank you. No, for
You're
sure.
welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Looks like we're close to the top of the hour. Anyone else, anything else they want to share or ask?
I just want to say thanks, guys. I needed this meeting, man. I've had a stressful ass day and just at my wit's end. And this, like always, just brings me back to center, man. I just love hearing from you guys. Just amazing people. Love you guys.
That's
Love you
awesome.
guys.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Shari, for all the wealth of information. And it was very inspiring how you share with your clients. It taught me something today. And if it would be one question that I would ask you that you could leave us with, I'm 48 and I've been doing Purium since last August. I don't do any makeup anymore. So what would be the one thing that you would say, I don't like to do any of the any chemicals. What would you say would be the best thing for a woman to throw on as a moisturizer on her face?
Well, if you want something natural, CBD serum is actually very good for the face because it's anti-inflammatory and it's got anti-aging properties in it. So you can get a good CBD serum that's actually, ingestible and that you can put on topically. So that works. Coconut oil, I use it for so many different things, but I kind of have larger pores. And you know how coconut oil solidifies according to the temperature. And I take my makeup off with coconut oil all the time. I don't use any of the gimmicks that are out there. These makeup removers are just all chemicals. So I slather my face with coconut oil, I tissue it off, and then I clean. But for me to use coconut oil on my skin, everyone's different. Because I have large pores, that coconut oil can get inside the pores, solidify, and then I've got a congested pore that I don't really want. But coconut oil it's not only hydrating, it's got a lot of natural acids in it, like caprylic acid. And so when I'm taking my makeup off with it, I'm loosening up dead skin at the same time. And I just love using it because it's not a chemical. But lately, this is a good concoction. This is all natural. So a CBD serum that's topical, I use 1,500 milligrams. And then I take frankincense, which is so healing, a very good quality frankincense oil. I mix it into the CBD oil, and that's what I've been using all over my skin as of recently. I just got some new essential oils, and I used to use them 200% of my practice, kind of got away from it, but now I'm experimenting with them again, making concoctions, and frankincense is, you know, my new favorite right now. Frankincense and CBD oil.
CBD. So like our Purium CBD, is that a good thing to do?
Now I ingest that every day. I do take CBD because I'm very high strung and I'm hormonal at this age. And when I don't take my CBD, I'm not a fun person to be around. Let's just be honest. I can go from this to this, you know, I wig out. So CBD keeps me calm. I've not tried that one on my face, but I think you can, because it's, you know, I would try it on your hand and your arm first, topically, you know, but even if you're ingesting it and you're not putting it on topically, it's going.
You're muted. It's
Hello?
going, what? You're back.
Oh, okay. What did you hear last?
You
Even
said
if you
it's
put
going
it in,
to.
the mouth is
Oh.
good enough.
Yeah, so if I would try Purium CBD on your hand, on a part of your skin up here, or even on your décolleté or your neck, and just see how you react to it. But even if you decided not to use that one topically, if you ingest CBD every single day, your skin is going to change. I've seen it in mine. It's amazing. Not only does it feed the receptor sites in the brain, makes me normal, a lot less combative with people. I get along better with others when I'm taking it. But yeah, if you just consume it, your skin will radiate. So Veronica, I would just say, as far as hydration, drink extra water, have an extra power shake a day, take the CBD. You got gorgeous skin. I saw you, you know, when your face came on, you know, less is more, to be quite honest. Less is more. So I think you look great, and I would maybe experiment with the frankincense and the CBD. And like I said, you don't have to slather it on the outside. Even if you just take it, you'll see changes in your skin. The one thing about going plant-based is that we do need essential fatty acids. Omega-3s, 6s, and 9s are vital to the skin. And if you're not eating enough nuts, seeds, where you're getting it, then you need to, even if you just added some omega-3s to your diet, you would see that in your skin. You would totally see that in your skin. And you could get my contact info from Mallory. You know, any of you guys can have my contact info, and I can give you like just kind of a private consultation. I'd be happy to do that.
Thank you, Shari. Thank you so
You're welcome.
much.
Hey, I'm in my car. It's like a sauna in here, but I'm actually now ending my day going to the infrared sauna. I drove from work. I'm in the infrared sauna parking lot. So that's another thing that is fabulous for the skin, kills cancer. You meditate in there. And I'm going to go into about 160 degrees now. And I think it's about 130 in my car right now.
Oh my gosh. Thank you
I know.
so much. Thank you so
Yes.
much for toughing it out for us, for answering all the
Perspire,
questions.
Angelo. Yes, that's where I'm going.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you everybody
Yeah,
for
thank you so much.
joining.
You're
All who are watching now or the replay. Have a great day.
Much love. Thank you all.
Bye. God
Love.
bless.
Peace.